बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स, उम्मीद है आप सब खैर वाफियत से होंगे। अल्लाह ताला से दुआ है अल्लाह ताला आप सबको अपने हिफ्ज़ मान में रखे। तो स्टूडेंट्स, आज की वीडियो के अंदर हम क्लास 8 हिस्ट्री चैप्टर नंबर 3 वर्ल्ड वार 1 एंड 2 को स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं। इससे पहले चैप्टर नंबर 1 और चैप्टर नंबर 2 की वीडियो का लिंक आपको इसी वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा, आप उसे जाकर विजिट कर सकते हैं। तो सबसे पहले जी मेरे पास वर्ल्ड वार 1 वाज स्टार्टेड इन 1914 CE। The World War II was started in 1939 CE. The Cold War was started between America and Soviet Union. The United Nations was established in 1945. Last में the International Court of Justice is based in Hague, Netherlands. शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, व्हाट वाज द स्पैम ऑफ वर्ल्ड वार 1। इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स यानी कि पेज नंबर 40 के ऊपर हमें आंसर मिल जाएगा। द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार 1 इज कंसिडर्ड एज वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट वार इन द हिस्ट्री। शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 है, व्हाट वाज द इमीडिएट केस ऑफ वर्ल्ड वार 1। पेज नंबर 40 के ऊपर ही इसका आंसर हमें मिलेगा। आंसर है द वर्ल्ड वार 1 lasted from July 1914 CE to November 1918 CE. थर्ड है, when did the World War II start। पेज 40 के ऊपर ही इसका आंसर मिलेगा। आंसर है द सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वार 2 last from the September 1939 CE to September 1945 CE। शॉर्ट नंबर 4 है जी, हाउ वुड यू डिफाइन द कोल्ड वार। पेज 35 के ऊपर इसका आंसर मिलेगा। Answer the Cold War. This conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union after World War II is known as the Cold War because neither country ever directly attacked each other. They became rival as each country sought to prevent the other from gaining too much power. Short number 5 है, name the pact which was made between USA and its European allies। पेज 36, 37 और 38 में हमें इसका आंसर मिलेगा। हमने नेम बताने हैं पैक्ट के, तो हम देखते हैं पेज 36। सबसे पहले आंसर है अलायंस। तो सबसे पहले अलायंस के बारे में हम बताया कि इन 1949 से यूनाइटेड स्टेट एंड इस यूरोप अलाइज फ्रॉम द नॉर्थ इटालियन ट्रीटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू प्रोटेक्ट ईच इन केस ऑफ अटैक। द सोवियत यूनियन एंड ईस्टर्न यूरोपियन अलाइज फॉर्म फ्रॉम देयर ओवन अलायंसेस द वर्सा पैक्ट इन 1955 CE। नेक्स्ट आपने इनके नाम लिख देना जी। मेन बॉडीज ऑफ यूनाइटेड स्टेट, द जनरल असेंबली, द सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल, द सेक्रेटेरिएट, द इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस, द इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल काउंसिल। नेक्स्ट लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, डिस्क्राइब सम मेजर केस ऑफ द वर्ल्ड वार 1। पेज नंबर 29 और 30 पेज के ऊपर हम इसका आंसर निकाले कि मेजर केस क्या थे वर्ल्ड वार 1 के। 29 पेज की तरफ हम जाते हैं। तो आंसर है द केस ऑफ फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार। तो सबसे पहले है मिलिट्री अलायंसेस। एन इम्पोर्टेंट केस ऑफ द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार वाज द सिस्टम ऑफ मिलिट्री अलायंसेस अमंग द यूरोपियन कंट्रीज। यूरोप वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू टू आर्म्ड कैंपस, जर्मनी, इटली एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया। हंगरी मेड द ट्रिपल अलायंसेस। ब्रिटेन, France, Japan and Russia formed the Triple Entente. Secondly, competition of colonies. At that time, there was a mad race of colonies among the countries of Europe. On this issue, there was a rivalry between the Britain and Germany. Germany was a new country and wanted its share in the colonies. Economic case. The Industrial Revolution caused rivalry among European countries, especially France, Britain and Germany, for overseas makers to promote sales of their products. Next are military preparations. The economic rivalry of the country of Europe led to an armed race. They began to spend more and more on their military preparation for a possible war. This situation created a serious case of the world peace. नेक्स्ट लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 है, राइट सम इवेंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड वार 1। वर्ल्ड वार 1 के कुछ इवेंट के मतलब आपने बताना है। पेज 30 और 31 के ऊपर इसका आंसर मिल जाएगा। ये तो आंसर है मेन इवेंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड वार। ऑस्ट्रेलिया डिक्लेयर वार अगेंस्ट सर्बिया इन जुलाई 1940 एंड द वार बिगन। रशिया सपोर्टेड सर्बिया। So Germany declared war against Russia on 1 August 1940 CE. On August 3, 1940 CE, Germany declared war against France and Belgium. Italy did not join the war at the beginning. Germany started the war by invading Belgium on August 4, 1940 CE. As a reaction, British declared war on Germany. On the Eastern Front, Germany defeated the Russian troops and captured some terrorists. But due to this Russian Revolution in 1970, the Russian government made by treaty with Germany in 1970, Japan declared war against the Central Power and occupied German colonies. Italy joined the Allies in 1970 and declared war on the Austria and Germany. The last attempt of Germany to capture Paris failed. In 1980, the Allies were victorious. The Allies signed separated treaties with Germany, Austria, Hungary, Turkey, and Belgium. Next long question number 3 है explain the role of Ottoman Empire in World War One. Ottoman Empire का World War One के अंदर क्या रोल था वो आपने बताना है. पेज नंबर 31 और 32 के ऊपर इसका आंसर मिलेगा. आंसर है द रोल ऑफ Ottoman Empire in World War One. The Ottoman Empire was a Muslim state that existed in a various famous between 1299 CE and 1923 CE. The Ottoman Empire was centered in Turkey and southeastern Europe, and for centuries its capital was Constantinople, presently known as Istanbul. When World War One broke out in 1940 CE, the Ottoman Empire allied itself with Germany, Austria, Hungary, and the other states that made up the Central Powers. The Central Powers fought against the Allied powers composed of France, Russia, Britain, and eventually the United States of America. Ottoman involved in World War One began at the Battle of Odessa in October 1940 CE, when the Ottoman Navy attacked the Russian Black Sea Fleet and the Russian-controlled port city of Odessa. Next, the fall of the Ottoman Empire. As early as 1950 CE, the Allies had been planning on dismembering the Ottoman Empire. Under the Constantinople Agreement, which was a secret agreement between the Allied powers, it was decided that in the event of a victory, the city of Constantinople and other sections of the Ottoman Empire would be the given of Russia. यहाँ तक आपने लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का आंसर कंप्लीट कर देना. लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है इन्वेस्टिगेट सम केस ऑफ वर्ल्ड वार 2. वर्ल्ड वार 2 के जो केस है वो क्यों हुई उसके मतलब आपने बताना है. पेज नंबर 32 और 33 के ऊपर इसका आंसर मिलेगा. आंसर है द केस ऑफ द सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वार. पहला जी ट्रीटी ऑफ वर्साइज. द प्रोविजन ऑफ द ट्रीटी ऑफ वर्साइज वर सो हार्श एंड humiliating that inspired the Germans to take revenge. The treaty had deprived Germany of all its overseas colonies. Germany was forced to disarm its army and pay reparation of damages of starting with World War One. In this way, the national feelings of the Germans were hurt. Second, rise of dictatorship in Italy and Germany. As a reaction to the Treaty of Versailles, fascism emerged in Italy and Nazism in Germany. In Italy, Mussolini founded the Fascist Party in 1919 CE. He promised his people to restore Italy's ancient photo greatness. League of Nations. The League of Nations was set up in 1920 CE under the peace treaties that ended the First World War. Its aim was to help two nations to settle their disputes peacefully, but it not be success in the resolving major politics issues. और लास्ट में immediate case. In September 1939 CE, Germany demanded Poland to hand over the Danzig port, which was made a free port city under the Treaty of Versailles. Without waiting of the Polish reply, Germany attacked Poland and occupied Danzig port. France and Britain declared war on Germany on September 3, 1939 CE, and the Second World War was started. Long question number 5 है explain the role of Indians in World War II. Long question number 5 है role of Indians in World War II. When Second World War was started in 1939 CE, the British government ended the support of Indians. Lord Lionelgo, the victory of India, invited Quaid-e-Azam Rahmatullah Alayh and Gandhi for negotiations as he wanted as environment of unity and peace in India. The British government had realized the fact that without the help of Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs, they could not win the war. Therefore, the British government offered many concessions to natives and their native for the subcontinent rendered many service to the British government, which softened the behavior of the British. The British government decided to give independence of India. Therefore, the World War II had a great impact on the world. Now question number 6 है what was the Cold War and why did it begin? पेज नंबर 36 के ऊपर इसका आंसर मिलेगा. Answer at the beginning of the World War. At the end of the World War II, Germany was divided into four zones, with the United States, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union each controlling one of the zones. In 1948, the three Western powers announced that they would combine their zones. The Soviet Union and cut off road and rail supply routes of the city of West Berlin. In response, the United States and Britain delivered supplies by the airplanes. This was the Berlin airlift. The Soviet Union lifted in the blockade on May 12, 1949 CE. Later, many people in Eastern Berlin moved to the Western Berlin to escape control by the Soviet Union in 1961 CE. The East German government tried to stop this movement by building a wall around West Berlin. The Berlin Wall became a symbol of the Cold War. The Cold War soon extended beyond Europe. The Soviet Union gave support to their countries throughout the world that had communist governments. At the same time, the United States tried to prevent communism from spreading any future. The Korean War in 1950 CE, the Vietnam War in 1960 CE, and Afghan invasion 1970 CE were part of the Cold War. Other battles took place in the countries of the Western Hemisphere. Question number 7 है find out the basic function of the United Nations. Answer the United Nations organization. The United Nations UN is an international organization. It was established on October 24, 1945 CE. The basic aim of the UN was to protect the next generation from the horrors of war and establish peace and order in the world. It is successor to the League of Nations. Today, almost every country in the world is represented in the UN. The headquarters in New York City, USA. At the present, about 193 countries are member of UN. Next, the main bodies of the United States. The character of the United Nations is constitutions of the UN. The character set up the 6 principal bodies as the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Secretariats, the International Court of Justice, the Economic and Social Council, and Trustship Council. The Trustship Council has been inactive since 1994 CE. The General Assembly. This is the main body in which all the members have equal representation. It is headquartered in New York City. It is responsible including setting in the UN budget, appointing routine members of the Security Council, and passing non-binding resolution that express the opinions of the international community. यहाँ तक आपने लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 को कंप्लीट कर देना. ये था मेरे पास चैप्टर नंबर 3 जो अपने काम को पहुंचा. इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वीडियो के अंदर हम चैप्टर नंबर 4 को स्टार्ट करेंगे. तब तक के लिए इजाजत. अल्लाह हाफिज.